Hi, welcome back to the As a Matter of Fact podcast with your hosts Sydney and Shen. This is episode 3, and for today's show, we are talking about medical stories. Yes, if you didn't know, Sydney and I are actually qualified medical doctors, so we felt like it was appropriate to make this episode. Yeah. So in between our serious conversations, we will be hitting y'all with some weird, wild, just absolutely crazy medical stories out there on the internet and some of our own experiences as well. But before we get to that, I think it's very vital that we cover a, a difference in the medical profession workwear, right? Yes. So, Exhibit A. This right here is what you call a nursing uniform, right? When you go to the hospital, you always see certain people wearing white. Not everyone wears white, okay? You might have some variation. It might be a dress, a top and a skirt, a top and a pants. But regardless, the running theme is white. They are identified as nurses. Yeah.
Registered nurses.
Registered nurses, right? They worked hard for that. It is a respected profession and it should not be mistaken, right? Identify, back to Exhibit A. It is nurses wearing white. Now, let's say that you see another female in the hospital wearing something like this. She looks very professional, very cutesy, all business, knows what she's doing, can't mess with her. Look at her. You know, it might have some like differences where if they wear a skirt, a pants, a dress, something we might switch it up. I want to wear just general professional wear. Yeah, that could possibly be a doctor, an attendant, a physiotherapist. It could be anybody, but and an admin. But you know the general theme, you know what they have in common? They're not wearing white. They are not wearing the nurse's uniform. And, plot twist. You might also see men wearing all white as well. Oh yes, there are male nurses, people, right? So the theme is, make sure and tell your grandfathers, when they come in the hospital, we always have these problems, right? Not every female in the hospital is a nurse. Surprising. I know. So they're killing me. No, because even when we introduce ourselves and we say, hi, I'm Dr. So-and-so, I'm not a nurse right after that. So please, when you see the doctors, they are not nurses, they are not nurses. Females are not only nurses anymore. I mean, in 2025, get with the program. We have branched out. Surprisingly, we're not all nurses. So please show your females some respect and give us our right titles. The nurses worked hard and they deserved it. They earned it. Doctors earned it. Attendants earned it. Admin earned it. Please show some respect.
Very good.
I introduce myself. I'm like, hi, Dr. Williams. And he's like, yeah. Nursey. And I'm like, no.
They love to say nursey.
I said, no, I'm Dr. Sorry. Let's avoid that, no? Because I told you who I was to start with. Yeah?
I give the old puppies a pass too. They're so cute. I'm like, yes, what you want, a bed sheet? I give it to them. Yes.
And it's not just the old puppies.
It's not just the old puppies.
Even tanties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give tanties a pass.
You give them a pass?
Yes.
No.
The older folks, I tend to give older folks a pass. Yeah.
No, we need to have some common
They're
sense.
too cute.
If you come to the hospital, and this is not your first rodeo, right? You come to the hospital, you keep seeing certain people in white and certain people not in white. We might even want to try some razzle-dazzle, have a little stethoscope around our neck. You know we are not nurses. It's very clear as day. It is a uniform. It is a respected uniform. Please, do not call everybody nursey.
Okay, so this segment of our episode, we're actually going to react to medical stories that we found on the internet.
Yeah. So, first one. had an adult male patient who needed a Foley catheter. His mother was in the room and they both lived together. I informed them both of the order for a catheter, how it works, and why it was needed. His mother stated, well, he's still a virgin. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with his virginity being taken in hospital.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, virginity does not work like that. For men, with the passage that we pass the catheter through, that's the same passage that urine flows through. It has nothing to do with the virginity. So if you were concerned about that, you don't have to be anymore, right? You can have a catheter and still be a virgin. And it does not add to your body count either. All right, so for my story, I'm actually gonna put on my glasses because I can't see without them actually. All right, so last patient at 0200 before I was to go home, concern for rabies exposure. Turns out she had adopted a baby there and was breastfeeding it. She whipped out her boob and it was purple like an Advair discus. It's just like a purple medication. Told me the baby there really goes after it. Discharged with wildlife milk replacer instructions.
I mean, so that how is it latching? Like you just
You know, there's the tongue.
so this is
Maybe
how
it
is
has
that
a
working
good,
out?
there was a good outflow. Maybe she also has a baby. That's very strange. People do all sorts of things, and it's really, you know what? It's good. It's good that she thought about the animal and she really cared for it. She went about it the wrong way, but she was educated and she got the popular formula for the baby there. So that's good. Yeah,
I like how you understand mad people.
I do.
Saw a chart once where a person came in for a burn to their eye. They told the doctor they read online that warm milk in the eye can help with irritation, and their eyes were irritated. So they boiled milk and then poured it into their eye. Burned it all.
Like, oh, like old people, they tell you to put breast milk in your eye. I've heard that.
Okay.
You haven't heard that?
No, my granny never tell me that.
I've actually seen it done. So
Did it work?
I don't know. I didn't know
Okay.
the person.
Ah,
But you know what? I saw him like after that and his eyes were they seemed like they were working, so I think so. But don't put milk in your eye.
or don't put anything that's piping hot in your eye. Even if you're advised to put like warm water, like soak your feet in warm water or something like that. If the instruction is to boil the water, I think it should have been understood that the water needs to cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Some people need extra instructions and that's alright.
Is it?
Yes. We don't judge. Paramedic. Elderly woman complains that her mouth is dry and she felt a bit dizzy climbing the stairs earlier, sorry. Go through the whole rigmarole of getting a medical history, vitals, more detail on symptoms. Ask her what she's had to drink today. A cup of tea 10 hours ago. Any water? No. Guess what fixed it within 5 minutes?
Well, y'all eat and drink.
Especially older people. I feel like that I see that a lot. I have to tell my granny, like when it's hot, drink water because she's always like, oh, so tired. Whenever it's hot, I'm just like, Granny, drink some water. Go ahead. And it usually helps.
True story. Right. Once I had a patient. He was work. I think he cleans around the Queens Park Savannah, and he fell down once, and then he walks a bit more, and then he fell down again. And I'm taking his history from him, trying to figure why is he just fainting away randomly like that. And I'm like, okay, did you eat today? He said he had half a bake. That was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, were you drinking water today? He was like, not really. I don't know. I was so crazy of me to ask. I was like, are you hungry? said, yeah. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I already figured out what I'm going to do after I finish like this full history. And like before I could even finish, he's like, you bring any box? I was like, yeah, I bring any box. Don't worry. And
That
wow,
is so funny.
a box of food magically healed him. And I was like,
What did you write in your notes plan? Feed patient.
I think it didn't register that, you should eat properly because his son was piping hot.
I don't think people understand how hot it is in Trinidad sometimes. It's so hot. You need to keep hydrated. Soft drink is not hydration. And make sure you eat properly.
Sometimes I feel like the sun is sitting on my house. Booty cheeks, big and bold on my roof. A 32-year-old grown man asked me if the hot spells he was experiencing at night meant he was going through menopause. Yeah. I do sometimes feel that men do be on a pause at some time because they have attitude. I know like they try to blame women periods as why we might be quote unquote bitching, but they be bitching
Sorry.
too.
We bleep that out.
I said what I said. Oh, don't like I showed that.
Okay, this is a very interesting one.
Heart seems fine. Your liver seems to be in the right place.
You don't think you can get meaning being a brain surgeon? This is a boring patient with boring symptoms.
Sean, meet Marco Higgins. Diesel mechanic currently. 3 sons, 2 of whom he hasn't spoken to in quite some time. It's good to get to know people, Sean. It makes you a better doctor. Say, huh? You have boring symptoms. That's a good thing. You had a date last night, didn't you? I want to hear about this. Marco, you want to hear about this?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
It was a disaster. Do you think Marco's diabetic? Based on the color of his skin and the crease of his neck, he could have an infection in his feet. That infection could be causing the abdominal symptoms.
Marco, would you mind taking off your boots?
I was wrong. It's not boring.
Meiosis. That's when there's maggots within any body tissue. In his case, it was his feet. Unfortunately, it's not uncommon to see that in case of diabetics. Who else? Older people, street dwellers. We've seen it a lot. And it's very sad. But it's even worse when it's younger people. I feel like we don't take care of ourselves in this country. I find we need to be on top of our health. It's our greatest asset.
Yeah.
So take better care of yourself.
I've seen some diabetic feet where online till we reach the point that we see maggots. You always like to come in. How? Like I know that was festering for a little while. And it's coming at the worst stage. I don't know what people think they do. Like they might say that they're using bleach.
They say a lot soft candle.
Oh.
You know we love soft candle here.
So I'm trying to fix everything.
What's this leaf they use? There's a
Wonder
leaf.
the World?
Yes. Yes.
That one is really Wonder the World. And it make me wonder how you turn up in the hospital.
I remember when I was a student and I went into the health center for one of my rotations, right? And it happened to be the day that they did dressings for diabetics and whoever else needed dressings. And there was also a nursing student, and one of her assignments was to basically give a talk to the patients that were waiting to be dressed. So most of the patients are diabetic patients. So she started with, hey, who knows what diabetes is? So there was this patient who had diabetes, and he's like, well, I don't know, they just told me I had diabetes. And I know he had it for a while. So why doesn't he know what diabetes is?
You'll be lying. You'll be acting brand new. That's the problem. Like, you all have people have a bag of pills and don't have a clue what it's for. And then you go by the hospital, you know you're going by the health center every week. And then somebody asks, so what you have? And it's like, well, they tell me diabetes. So you don't care to know about what condition you have? Like to do any form of readings, you just going about like willy without a care. But y'all just bother me.
No, don't say that. But it's very sad. It's easy to go on YouTube or like any reputable source, or ask your doctor. I know sometimes some doctors don't counsel patients properly. I think that's also a major issue in our country. But patients, you can also ask questions. You can do research. It's very simple. Just type it up on your phone. Yeah.
It is your right to ask questions because health is wealth. No one should be more invested in your health than yourself.
I also like that he mentioned the fact that he has discoloration in his neck. There's actually a word for that. What is it?
Acanthosis nigricans.
Yes, acanthosis nigricans. It's a sign of insulin resistance. It can mean other things, but most times it means insulin resistance. But I just know that a lot of people think that when people have that, it's kind of black, it's velvety.
You scrub your neck.
Oh, you didn't scrub your neck. But no, that's not it. Go get tested.
Sometimes it is that, and you do need to scrub. I'm a social worker, and one of my clients kept getting pregnant over and over again. And I had a frank conversation with her about birth control or getting her tubes tied because she kept going through horrific births only to get her kids taken away. She actually said to me that she didn't know that birth control or safe sex would save her from getting pregnant. She didn't realize that sex equals pregnancy because her father told her that she could only get pregnant when she's in love. And she had never been in love. So she didn't understand why she kept getting pregnant. Sex was only pleasure for her. She didn't realize that was what was having her get pregnant.
That doesn't make any sense. That story doesn't make any
She
sense.
didn't realize that when
So then did she think she was in love with somebody?
No, she was never in love. So
So then why did she get pregnant? If that's
she
what she
couldn't
thinks.
figure out why she kept getting pregnant because she wasn't in love. Y'all might think these are a lie, but people are very, very fascinated. I don't know what happens in their mind. Bad parenting. Check our last episode.
Not everyone is educated when it comes to medical issues, and it's not okay to judge them. Okay? Just be grateful for the education that you do have, because I don't know where Sydney find this story in the first place.
Bottom line is unprotected sex does lead to pregnancy. In case anybody didn't know.
When my sister was small, I know that they always have the question where babies come from.
Yeah.
And I wanted her to grow up to be a good girl. So anytime she asked me that question, I would say, when two people are married, God puts a baby in their belly. Aww. So maybe I have to clarify that with her, just in case.
You should.
I'm sure she knows, but I will.
Sometimes we might think it's good to hide children to certain things and let them live in a fairy tale. Every time about the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus and all of that. It's good. It's good. It adds to the fun of childhood. But I feel like by the time that they reach secondary school, we should start reveal some things, open the curtain, move the shades over their eyes.
You know something? I never got an official talk, but I always had suspicions, right? I always had suspicions, and funnily, they were only confirmed one day when I watched this episode of Ian Allen. And then I was like, oh, that's what really happens.
Hey, you relax yourself. You relax yourself. Huh?
I was surprised. And I was old. I was like 13, 14. No, I was 14.
That's good. That's a good enough age. No, that is a good age. I'm just...
You know what, earlier? I asked this guy once, and my senior was there. I was like, what medical conditions do you have? He was like, I'm real good, nothing. I don't have anything. And I believed him. And I confidently told my senior this. My senior came to the patient. She opened his drawer at the side of his bed. Boom. He had 3 heart attacks. And he had heart failure. 50 medications he's on. I look bad. And I'm looking at the patient like, you didn't know this. You didn't know you had 3 heart attacks before? I mean, looking like I didn't do my due diligence because I didn't know to open up his file at the side of his bed. Take charge of your health. Know what medications you're on and know why you're on them. Also, doctors need to counsel patients better. We need to take time and tell the patients what's going on with them because I do see that that's not being done very well.
But in defense of my colleagues, some do get proper counseling.
Yeah,
and
of course.
yet still, it is brand new
Yeah.
every time. Far less, let's say one doctor, like there's a team of doctors are seeing them. One doctor comes, they give you a quick explanation, but still enough for you to understand. Because they know that the senior is going to come and probably tell them the same thing, but it's just to give them a little heads up or understanding. And then when the senior comes and they ask, so, you know you have so-and-so? And they say, no, what's that? Brand new. Brand spanking new every time. And it's like, I'm wasting my time. It's like, oh, no, what's the best? What? The consultant, big boss on a team that could possibly be seeing you, right? They come, they take their time, they explain everything. They end with, do you have any questions? No. You understand? Yes. Okay. The team goes by, you go about your business, and because doc, I have a question. So what I have to take for this? I say, you couldn't just ask him that just passed by, that just asked if he had any more questions. Like, I don't know what happens. Like, don't be afraid to
Maybe
talk.
in the moment they don't have questions, they're so overwhelmed.
No, don't do
I'm
that,
trying
Chanel.
to
Don't do
advocate
that,
for
Chanel.
patients.
There are times that they have done that literally 30 minutes. While the team is moving to our next patient, they pull back whoever is last in the line to walk up to ask them the most simple question that could have been asked by the consultant. Who knows more than the consultant? But it's like I guess people get scared to ask questions. And
I think it's overwhelming sometimes for patients because a lot of times when the consultant is there, it's about like 10 people, sometimes more, at the side of their bed and they're just talking about the person. They could be overwhelmed in that situation, and I understand that. But you know what? They're a patient who's been in the hospital for weeks. And so this is not the first time, it's not their first rodeo, and it still happens. You need to do something about that.
I don't know what, but you'll get it together.
Next Minister of Health.
So one of my personal stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
I walk into the emergency room for my own patient, right? I'm going about hearing them. Here's somebody calling, doc. You know, sometimes they call it for nonsense, right? But sometimes I still stop to hear, even though it's not my patient, because sometimes it might be like something fell down or like the pillow uncomfortable. I just want to adjust it. I'll pass him back one more time. Doc, help me, doc. I say, okay, cool, no problem. I say, what's going on? Like, doc, I want a frappuccino. And I was like, okay, that's okay. Time for me to leave this place. Because what?
But did you get her the frappuccino? Okay, so one day I was on call. It was like midday. I was in accident and emergency. I was talking to a patient, finding out what's going on, what's wrong. The patient was an older patient, so her daughter was with her. I'm talking to them, and then I hear this commotion outside. I'm like, what is that? So I ignore it, right? Because I have work to do. And then I see this group of men cursing, and they just getting on bad. And they have this man, literally, like, there's 2 men, and they're holding this guy who got stabbed, right? And they're just like, they just went through in, and they're like, we need to see this man. I need to see this man. It was crazy. I got scared. I ran and I left the patient and the daughter in the room. I was like, I just left. And then now, I went into the little cubicle and I hear commotion. Come here. But this time was really loud, right? So you know what I did? I ran outside, but through the exit where patients were waiting to be seen. So at the same time, the patients were hearing this commotion and they're seeing me running, right? So they're like, Doc, we need to run too. I said, no, you'll stay there. And then they just see me run away.
Why are you running away from your patients?
No, they were my patients. I need to make sure I'm safe. You think I want to get shot? No, I don't.
I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucian.
You see, my flight or flight instinct is
Always on flight.
I am a flighter. I would leave you and go. This is time I was in pediatrics, right? It was literally 11:50 at night. I'm talking to this little boy and both his parents in a room. Anyway, all of a sudden, the ground started to shake. And it wasn't like one of those soft ones. It was like a violent shake. So you know what I said? I said, hold on. And I ran out the room. Now, the earthquake lasted 6 seconds, but it was strong, huh? It lasted 6 seconds. So then by the time I'm outside, it stopped. I'm like, I need to finish this. I need to finish writing this patient's notes. So I go back in the room and I'm like, sorry about that. What was the rash looking like? It was so embarrassing. And I was like, wow, I need to go and face these people. It's like, what would I do? Am I supposed to cover them when the blocks are falling? That's not my
I don't
job.
know, but I just feel like running away is just not right.
But that's just how my fight or flight works. I can't help it. I really can't. But it's not me. It's just my body. I'm not even in charge. My legs just ran away when the earthquake started. Right? And then when it stopped, I was like, go down. I shouldn't have done that. But I had to go finish my job and I went in nothing happened.
She said, oh damn.
Yeah,
I probably would have stayed and then, make sure that they're okay. But that's just me.
You're Superman.
Wow.
When they break it down.
Not like that. Okay, Spider-Man pose.
I felt like I had to give a story that didn't make the patient look bad. Sometimes,
Sometimes you look bad and not the patient.
Sometimes, yeah.
I have a story. Rotating through pediatrics, right?
Okay.
It was late at night. It was a terrible, terrible call. It was just everything. It was just so busy. And I'm walking down the hallway, and it's because I see this white cloth that's floating behind a partition, right? But I know it's whatever hour in the morning. I said, not today, Jesus. Not today. And I was really tired. I was too tired to care, right? I was like, Sydney, it's in the hospital. Who knows? You just start seeing things at certain hours, right? Whatever. I go and review my patients. Behind, again, another partition, I see the white cloths floating by. I was like, oh, okay. Good for you. You on your haunting time today. Whatever. Then the patient, the parent of the patient next to us ran into our section. And she's like, there's this boy, and he came, and he stole a biscuit. And I was like, what? So when I went out, it was actually one of the children that stay in the hospital. Yeah, he got loose. So the band was the band on his legs, because he usually runs away and go and steal children things.
Oh my god.
So he was a bandit. And his mom was so traumatized, and it's it is very traumatizing. It was scary as hell.
Yes.
Just that I was too tired to care. But in general,
Now what did you do?
I told her I made her feel okay. I was like, yes, I understand that that. Yes, like I was like, yes, I understand that it's scary. It's not right. It's not his fault. That I really tried to play safe. So I did not run away from my patient. So, right, and then I told the nurses, and then they went and they sorted it out. But yeah, I really thought I was being haunted.
Well, the way I was just not gonna go on the ward.
By the time you first saw it, you got
bye. I'm not saying that. No. All right, so we're on to our next segment called Fact or Myth. It's my favorite segment. Okay, Fact or Myth. Cindy, are you ready?
Born ready.
I expect you to know the answers because, she's a doctor. All right, fact number 1. Heart attacks always comes with chest pain.
No.
Very good. It's very good.
Mm.
No, it doesn't. So actually, it's very common to think that heart attacks always come with chest pain, and it is common, but there are some times when it doesn't. So cases like diabetics, they actually don't, well, not all of them, obviously, but sometimes they don't get that pain. It may come with big symptoms such as, let's say, cold sweating. They might feel a tension on their shoulders, their neck, their arms. They might feel dizzy. They might be short of breath. Or sometimes there are no symptoms. It's silent. And it's only discovered maybe when they have an ECG done, right?
Like incidental. So like if you go into the hospital for something else and they're on an ECG, there are changes that you can't see an ECG that shows like a late heart attack.
Yeah. So usually typical chest pain, which we associate with heart attacks, come with like a deep crushing pain. They sometimes will describe it as like an elephant sitting on the chest, or like somebody like squeezing, but sometimes it doesn't feel like that. So just be mindful of that, and make sure to go to your follow-ups and make sure you're having all these tests done so it doesn't come as a surprise. Fact or myth number 2. I like this one. So, fact or myth, liver detoxes that you get in the pharmacy actually detox your liver.
No.
No.
No. That's crazy.
No, guys, our liver is not an aquarium. We can't detox it. It doesn't work like that.
I love it. I'm sorry.
So don't buy these pills that say, oh, they detox your liver or they detox your gut. What do you think that they put in there? Let's think about it.
They don't know, but they just read it
don't
over.
know. They just read the label liver detox and they're like, oh yeah, let me detox my liver.
Get it.
It doesn't work like that. And it's very sad that people actually market these products and they know it doesn't detox your liver, but they just out to make money.
You know,
and they
people
take
don't like to
advantage
read.
of these people.
They know people don't like to. Y'all know y'all don't like to read. Y'all would see something with the biggest font and say, here, skin and nails. And they say, aha, I want it.
I actually used to take that.
And
That's
I
a long
mean,
time ago.
it probably works, who knows? But just like the example is, you just see what you want to see and you never take the minutes. And like, let me flip the back and let me watch the ingredients and see what this thing is really made of, or even if they put a little disclaimer of anything. We don't read that. We just
we don't
take whatever catches our eye. We buy with our eyes. We eat with our eyes. We just like what we see.
Exactly.
And you be a little more careful with that.
You know what does detox your liver? Take your medications. Please. You see that high blood pressure that you're not treating? Yeah. Help your liver. Take the medication, right? Also, eat healthy, exercise. That is the best way to love your liver. The capsules that you're taking every day, it's not gonna work.
And not just your liver, like your whole body.
Yeah, I know, but I just know people
exercise.
is like, yeah, the liver detox. It's like, no. Okay, so that brings us to the end of episode 3. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you take our advice and take care of yourselves. Make sure you're following us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and obviously YouTube. So make sure you're following, make sure you're subscribing.
And also, do not forget, tell your mama, tell your papa, tell your neighbor, tell the next neighbor, and tell your neighbor to tell Susie. Spread the word. We always say, tata.